Bitcoin may have just broken China. It's actually pretty crazy, and we're gonna be getting into that story. Also have some insane Bitcoin charts to show you. But first, let's talk about the US inflation data, because this is a super important story. We just got a huge announcement. Inflation in the USA has just fallen from 6% in February to just 5% in March, and that was less than the 5.2% that was widely predicted to come in. This is very, very big news. Inflation just dropped by an entire percentage point in a month. The speed at which inflation rates right now are dropping is a very good sign for the markets, primarily because market participants are now going to start speculating even harder on the possibility that the Federal Reserve is about to stop raising interest rates. Now, previously, the Federal Reserve has indicated that they will stop hiking interest rates, basically somewhere around 5.1 to 5.25%. That would seem to indicate one or potentially two more interest rate hikes before the Fed finally stops pushing up the interest rates. So at the end of interest rate hikes, then we start getting the market excited about the idea of interest rate cuts. Although the Federal Reserve has indicated not to expect rate cuts anytime soon, potentially not even at all in 2023, and we could still be seeing recession as the Fed warns. By the way, let me know if this is making you feel bullish on the markets, or if you're still bearish, you're still thinking, man, recession's coming, no reason to be bullish right now. Just write bullish or bearish down in the comment section. But perhaps bigger than all that stuff is China. Many are speculating that China is going to lead this cryptocurrency bull market. Currently, we're seeing a lot of very curious stories coming out of East Asia, particularly from China. We also have some things afoot in other jurisdictions too. But China seems to be easing its approach to Bitcoin and crypto more broadly right now, although we are seeing some real global competition for cryptocurrency business really starting to heat up. We have places like Dubai or the UK, which are saying, hey, bring your crypto business here. So that's much more encouraging than we're seeing in China. China is just kind of thawing a little bit. But if you remember, China led the move on global liquidity back in November. That was followed shortly thereafter by Japan and then by the United States. Right now, we are seeing Chinese credit actually starting to soar. So all that money that China's been flooding into the markets are now starting to see credit soar as well. Chinese domestic loans on things like housing, the Chinese real estate market obviously huge. It's exploding right now. And since we mentioned Chinese liquidity, there's also a theory that Chinese liquidity has basically been in charge of global markets for like the last decade or so. Now check out this chart here from TechDev52. It shows the price of Bitcoin versus the 3.5-year Chinese liquidity cycles. Pretty damn interesting coincidence right there, isn't it? That we see these Chinese liquidity cycles topping around the time the Bitcoin tops. Also, the latest news out of Hong Kong is that Hong Kong is currently pushing for Web3 adoption in the region. Hong Kong budget planning actually identified Web3 technologies as one of the key 3 focus areas that they are going to be targeting. Remember, none of this pro-crypto action that we're currently seeing happening in Hong Kong, none of it could be happening without the approval of Beijing. Also, there are rumors starting to spread that China could be considering reversing its proof of work mining ban, because they've never been able to stop it anyway. China's the number 2 miner in the world again. Crazy, right? Now perhaps we could see some sort of, maybe state licensing scheme for crypto miners in China, for example. Still just a rumor at this phase, but we'll see how that plays out. Meanwhile, in the United States, land of freedom, the government is working very hard to restrict people's access to cryptocurrencies by attacking things like staking services, by attacking basically every cryptocurrency exchange in the country, and most dangerously, what is called Operation Choke Point 2.0, something we discussed on the channel a few times before. This is essentially the US government, the White House, trying to unbank cryptocurrency companies via backdoor, putting pressure on US banks. Or at the very least, this pushes all cryptocurrency banking related services into the welcoming embrace of relatively evil banking companies like JP Morgan. The USA, man, they really had a chance to be a global leader in cryptocurrency technology, and many of the earliest innovators in crypto were based in the United States. Some of the biggest companies in crypto are based in the United States. But as we see the US government being increasingly hostile to that innovation is then moving overseas, moving to jurisdictions like Dubai, like Hong Kong, like the UK, all of which are becoming increasingly crypto friendly. They want the business. They're open to it. This chart here shows clear evidence of the fact that crypto innovation is moving away from the USA. Now, by the way, if you are a trader, then you need to get yourself an account over on BYBIT. They have the best futures markets in the game, huge spot altcoin markets, super popular copy trading services, and as an exclusive bonus, by using the link down below in the description of this video, you can actually get up to $30,000 in trading bonuses. And we are also doing a $1,500 cash prize giveaway to one lucky trader who signs up using that link and deposits $100 or more and makes one trade by the end of April. So check it out, link down below. Now let's talk about the charts for Bitcoin. It has been an exciting week without a doubt. First, let's look at this one here shared by Rect Capital. You see this move above $30,000 that we saw this week actually invalidated the double top theory that we discussed in last week's video. The move over $30,000 this week is definitely putting us in a situation where if we get a weekly close at these price levels, obviously that's what we want to see still, we still want to see the weekly close above 30K, then it could really serve as a good indication for a stronger rally building into the summer months, perhaps getting us up as high as 48K. By the way, if you bought Bitcoin under $20,000, let me know, smash up that like button, just say, man, I bought Bitcoin under $20,000, because let's be real, buying under 20K, when everyone said that Bitcoin was going to zero, took some courage, as it always does in a bear market, right? Buying low is not as easy as they say it is. So well done if you were among the few who did that. Also, check out this chart right here from Bitcoin Archives. It shows something very interesting. Bitcoin just closed up for 3 months in a row. Now, historically, this has signaled the start of a new bull market phase after a long downtrend. In fact, the last 3 bull markets all started with a very similar pattern. So the question is, fourth time lucky? We shall see. And now check out this chart here from Stock Money Lizards. The similarities between the 2018-2019 bear market and then subsequent rally in 2019 and the capitulation period. Very, very interesting because it matches up very closely what we're seeing now for 2022-2023. Could we be in a similar situation? Could the 2023 be the new 2019? Now, as you know, I've personally been saying that I think we could see Bitcoin rally as high as $48,000 this year. And again, if you guys decide to push the price of Bitcoin up and over $100,000 this year, just to prove me wrong, I'm ready. You can do that. That's fine. I'll accept that I was wrong. If Bitcoin gets to $100,000, it's not, topping out 48K this year. Anyway, right now we have about 100 different charts and indicators that are all kind of saying the same thing. A new cycle is here for Bitcoin. Very interesting. Okay, that's it. Subscribe now. I'll see you next time.